Salutations and welcome to Milwaukee Rock. On today's show, we'll be showcasing talent in the local Cream City scene as a few bands show us a day in their lives. Join me, your host, Craig, as we discover 5 new Milwaukee bands featuring performances in the MPTV studios. So get set, get ready, rock.
We want to make music that makes people move. One of the most disappointing things, in my opinion, is when you see a band going crazy on stage and nobody's into it. You know, we want to really bring the music that we supply the energy and the crowd feeds it back into us, which just creates a loop. Because the more into it we see other people, the more into it we're going to get, and it's just going to feed off of each other.
Well, the name of the band is A Martyr's Fall. We are a nice little metalcore band based out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. We want to play some riffs, we want to play some solos, we want to sing to you, we want to scream at you. We want to really do whatever we want. You know, we're not like, you know, bound by any kind of labels or anything like that. You know, frankly, if we like it, we're going to do it. So,
Milwaukee just has a really unique, nice, open, welcoming scene. There have been so many bands that have just shown their support to us and helped us out. We've made some really good friends through the scene, and you know, we've had several of them come up and do guest vocals.
We're personally starting to work our way back into the scene a little bit more. We're actually kind of coming back from a bit of a 2-year hiatus. But yeah, no, I can recall a lot of shows where there were some pretty good crowds. There were some that, you know, weren't that great either. You know, we played in front of maybe like 5 people. But there were some others, yeah, packed house.
And I will say, like, the biggest thing that I think has affected the local scene was the loss of the Metal Grill, because that was where, you know, every band played. That was kind of our home stage. And so seeing that shut down, I think, was a real big blow to the music scene in general. And I don't think that it's fully even recovered from that yet. You know, there hasn't really been a new venue to open up and host all ages shows that you can see, you know, huge touring acts come through and do. Now there's the rave, and local bands don't really play there anymore. Either that or it's just, you know, various bars. And you know, we're definitely grateful for any opportunity that we get to play, but it's definitely been a huge blow to the scene to see that fall apart. The Metal Grill actually was just bought out, and they're planning on reopening it under a different name with some new owners and stuff like that, so I'm very excited to see that come to fruition.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that too. Cause isn't it supposed to be like some video game hall too?
Yeah, they're gonna open up some arcade.
Some like arcade in it too. So it's gonna be pretty interesting. I'm looking forward to it because between bands you can go play some arcade games. It's gonna be awesome.
You know, look out for Martyr's Fall. We're looking at, you know, we're going to be getting back in the local scene real soon. You know, we missed it. But honestly, that's the biggest thing is, you know, we've missed it and we're really excited to start doing it again. At the very latest, before the end of the year, get a new record out.
The idea was just to take video game music and just make it, just like try to apply everything we were learning at MATC for the music department to something familiar that we could kind of try to find a niche in. And yeah, it's been a lot of fun to just put together just what would happen if we take Lavender Town and make it like a sort of Latin thing. What would happen? And it's been fun.
Take video game music and, you know, kind of put a little fusion to it, put our own taste to it. It's crazy because when Pedro first told me about me playing with them, the gaming music, it's not a live instrument. When I first heard it, it was like, man, I don't know. But actually, got with everybody, and we practiced for the first time. It's like, dude, this is dope. Like, it was different for one, really different. I never heard it before, so I was like, I can get to this. I can get into this.
We played at the Midwest Gaming Classic. This last year was in Milwaukee. So I think we're going to be doing that next year as well, I believe. It's coming up in April 2019. So we all started playing instruments before MATC. We all met there in the music department. And this one day, I was in between classes, and Pedro grabs me. He's like, "You gotta come to the cafeteria with me. We have to talk right now." It's like, "How do you want to join my video game jazz band?" I'm like, yes, I do want to join your video game jazz band. I would love to. Yeah, Milwaukee is not an easy place to try to start up for music right now, but there's still a lot happening here. There's a lot of really good people in Milwaukee. So there's enough here.
Is one goal for Arcade Move to one day become super meta and actually be featured in a video game?
That would be amazing. If anyone is trying to get music for your video games, we have 4 of us who would love to write music for you. For little children out there, I would say you can try to just find inspiration from anything. So taking something like the Mario soundtrack, which is it's iconic, everyone knows it, and just what can you do with it to make it different and make it your own, and just try to connect with people who might not otherwise connect with some band I'm from Racine originally, from some dude from Racine arranging some piece of music. Where if you're using something like Mario, you can connect with them, and it can mean something to them. Just your ideas on an existing template. I think that's a really fun idea.
All right, folks, we'll be viewing 2 more segments in just a moment, but first, as promised, here's a live musical performance. I present to you Hartwell.
I said that I needed you, but now you're gone. I said that things would be different, but you weren't. Now I just live everything like it's my last. never quit. I need you, but I'm so sick of this. I saw you through the window, never wondered why I can't feel you touch again.
Ready?
Yeah, let's do this for real.
Can you tell me a little about the Milwaukee scene? How do you feel about the Milwaukee scene?
Sucks.
So Anomaly formed in about June of 2012. I had met Neil, or seen Neil at a lot of concerts, but we met at MATC originally. And then it seemed like he just, I don't know, I just volunteered that I do keyboards, and he asked if I wanted to join a band. And here we are like 7 years later. I think the style that Anomaly is trying to go for is more melancholy or horror.
We had guitar players come down, and then we've had at least 2-3 guys where you're like, all right, we're gonna try this, see if it works, and then like just couldn't make it work for whatever reason. Finally, we got John who came down, and he was a little nervous at first, and we were like, okay, we can make this work, and now he's gone beyond what I could have comprehended. So now we're just like, you know what? It's been 4 years since we put something out, and we're sitting here. We have a new drummer with a bunch of material, with like an hour worth of material. Let's push this back. We can crank out an EP with these 2 space songs we had written, and we can write a new one, which is Lurking in the Boots Void, and just show people what this new band can do, because it is a brand new band.
Yeah, this is my first studio experience with a band in general, and I can say it's a lot of work. It's nothing to shy away from. I feel like with this album, we want to go a bit darker, more into the void, if you will. We want to take things further from Earth.
For Planet Storm, what I'm going for is kind of like, what we were originally going for is like more of a tech sound. Lurking in the Boots Void is it's like a sci-fi song. Like, you look at space like through a telescope, and it's like there's stars everywhere. Like, there's no point in space that's empty except for this place called the Boots Void. And it's just this like thing of like, I think it's like 1,200 light years where there's just nothing. It's creepy. So the song is kind of like about like this creature that eats planets, and you know, it's lurking in the Boots Void. Ooh.
This is my first guitar studio session, so I'm learning a lot, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna work out great.
It's going really good today.
All right, Neil, how are you feeling?
I'm ready to die.
I think they're doing pretty good so far. We're here at Cherry Pit Studios. I'm Ryan Kutz, one of the 2 engineers here. They've been really tight so far. It's been going smooth so far, so just going to take a break and get back to it.
My take on the Milwaukee metal scene is I think it's gotten pretty petty, probably in the past couple years. It was probably good a couple years ago, but it seems to get really like dissonant.
As soon as I got into this band, I feel like I've been able to identify a lot more bands in the scene and see kind of what areas we can put our stamp on and where we fall.
Milwaukee scene's cool. It's got a, you know, it's not as prominent as it once was. I think there's enough talent to make a push, but like it all has to do with, you know, getting people to come out and, you know, because like you'll go to like a Lamb of God show and there'll be like thousands of people there. You'll go to like something like a big deal like Whitechapel or something. It's just like, where are you guys for the local stuff, you know? Like sometimes I like wonder if Pantera ruined music. Like I'll be like watching a local band and I'll just be like, man, Pantera was pretty good, but like all these other bands that are trying to be Pantera are not very good.
My name is Eddie Ehrenherster. I sing and play guitar in the band Nobody's Fault. We're based out in Milwaukee.
So Nobody's Fault is instrumentally, my kind of vision with it was to have that very kind of mid-2000s hard rock alternative metal sound, but I mean it's not limited to that, but I felt that was a good like foundation for it, especially with like the trio dynamic. But it's kind of just meant to be really heavy, but still like giving you some sort of energy and some sort of uplifting sense.
Our lyrics are, most of them are pretty dark, and a lot of our songs are very energetic. And so it definitely, if you pay attention to the lyrics, if you're not just trying to get amped up, you actually pay attention to the lyrics, it kind of sends you on a feels trip a little bit. That's why I like it.
I think the way we all help each other in the scene is just by throwing like house shows, like what we're doing right now. You know, you're filming me and, you know, I'm being interviewed in a house that we're playing at in a little bit. And that's kind of how we all kind of get by. The problem we face here constantly is as much talent as there is, almost all the venues that are like legit venues are like bar venues. So they have to be 21 plus shows in order for a show to happen. You know, not a lot of all ages shows happen unless you're in, you know, playing in a house or in your attic or a basement or whatever. And that's what makes it cool, you know. Just, you know, keeping it local and keeping it close knit. And, you know, I've made a ton of friends just by, you know, being in this band.
You know, I've been playing shows around Milwaukee for a couple years, and I really love the Milwaukee music scene. It's very diverse, and it's very, you know, Milwaukee's not a gigantic city, but I run into new bands from Milwaukee all the time, and I'm always surprised I haven't heard of them before. And you know, bands that we're playing with on our show tonight, never heard of them before, but I've checked them out and they're awesome. So I really, really like the exposure that the Milwaukee music scene brings.
April 14th is our next show at Bremen Cafe. It's going to be sick. And then hopefully by then we'll have our next single out that we're going to be recording by the time this airs, actually.
Thank you for watching, and please make sure to check out Nobody's Fault. We're on Spotify and iTunes, Google Play, all that stuff, and rock on.
We want to make music that makes people move.
And that's going to put a bow on things. Thanks for tuning in to today's show. From everyone here in studio, I'm Craig Anyadike. Have a great night, but before we leave, once again, heart well.
You're running from from the inside out. Into my left skin and not to drown. Like a flower grows from beneath the grave. The man I once grow old is finally lost in home. Efflorescence is lost on you've lost your life. Efflorescence is lost on you've lost your life. Like living pictures passing slowly through the wind. I miss you so much, and it hurts so bad. The man I once grow old has finally lost his soul. After less slow time, you lost your life. Efflorescence is lost on you, lost your life. Rock!